So one of the things, everyone is, what do you do for direct mail? What do you do for lists? So for me right now, I've tried multiple list sources. I've tried multiple skip tracing. I am right now revamping. I'm trying and testing different things. And so even though I've been doing this for a year, like I'm still constantly testing. I'm trying different lists. I'm trying different sources. I'm trying different copy. And that's a part of it, is kind of knowing that you're not going to get it right and getting the data and trying to figure it out. That, don't just try one place, like look at different places, look at different ways that you can go and get the direct mail, but know that the data is never going to be perfect. There's always going to be issues, and just trying to figure out how to get it in a place where you're comfortable to send out mail. That's big. And one of the things that I do now is, we'll take these lists and then we'll really kind of spend, and I'll have a VA really go over it and say, okay, where are these addresses? Are they connected to the seller? Are these, are we sending it to potential individuals, or, how good is this list? And the only way you can do that is really kind of digging down. You can't trust the list brokers. You can't trust, these places that say, oh yeah, we have this technology or this system or whatever. Like, you really have to kind of really do your own due diligence with your data. So for the direct mail, for what I do, I currently use Yellow Letters HQ. They do a great job. One of the things that I see a lot of folks do, they say, I'm really frustrated. I sent out mailing, but I didn't get any response. I haven't gotten any deals. I'm really frustrated. And I ask them, how much have they sent out? They're like, oh, I've probably sent out about 1,100, 1,300. And I'm thinking, that's, if you can get a deal by sending out that amount of letters, that's great. And however, from what I'm seeing, that is more of the exception than the rule. And so I'm a very big believer that, especially when it comes to marketing, treat your business as a business and not as a hobby. And so for me, I think, 3,000 to 4,000 letters. My thoughts are if I send out, and most of my mailings, I'll buy at 4,000 to 5,000 pieces. And I will, my idea is, if I can, for each one of those, if I can find one deal from that, then, that's all good. Then, I'm in a good place. I'm making money. I'm putting deals under contract. And so that's a big thing, is, don't look at, and a lot of people say, well, I'm only looking at these areas and we don't have that much, or, it's a lot smaller data set. And to that, my response is really consider going national to find the deal, and don't look just, okay, if it's 3-hour radius of where you live. If you get a deal within that radius, that's great, but make that a bonus and not a necessity, is my thoughts on that.
Cool. And Colin, quick question for you. I know you had mentioned getting lists. How familiar are you with Data Axle?
Data Axle. So I have looked at it, have not bought from them. So I have gone to more third party. I went to a source that they helped me out with my website and that kind of stuff, and they helped me with data on there. But I've really have gone to multiple sources, and I wouldn't feel comfortable right now because I'm in the process of really digging down and looking at the data. So I'm working on that, and it's not it is a constantly evolving type of process that you'll never be done. You should be constantly looking for how to improve data, looking at different data sources and going from there. And that's kind of where I'm at right now as far as my own process.
Yeah, and I'm glad we kind of touched on this, because one of the things that I've experienced as far as other investors and concerns that they've had is, they say, hey, I spent all this money buying a list and I didn't get a single call back. And so you kind of touching on refining those lists and digging even deeper than what they give you, I think that's really valuable.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think it's important, and you have to kind of learn the hard way, but at the end, it makes sense. And just to kind of go on, in our day of age, with right now, remote management is still kind of a newer concept, but it's becoming more and more standardized. I think with what you guys are doing with the Rebels and just showing the different systems that are there, because remote management is real now, it's only going to get better. There's the tools and the systems and all of that. It's only going to get better. So if you're kind of like, well, I don't know if I can do it remote, or I don't know how great I'll be able to manage it. It's happening now. You know, Chris, you know, folks that are doing it successfully. I do as well. You know, we're doing it currently right now with our facilities. So, you know that the management side of it, if you're concerned about investing out of your local area, or, you know, 2-3 hours radius or whatever people set for their geographic area, it's not needed. It's really not needed. And, you know, the 3 deals that we have, one is in Kansas, one is in Arizona, one is in West Virginia. I mean, we're all over the place. So yeah, so that's kind of where I, you know, kind of feel on that, and just really make the strong argument that if you want to have success in this and you want to find the good deals, be prepared to go national and not local.